We have one more email question that has come in. I am in a foreclosure. The property will be auctioned. Okay, so we've already gone through a lot of this step here. During the whole ordeal, I've never received any document or notice from any court except for a bill for failure to appear. Now let's circle that word bill for a moment. I did not even know I was supposed to appear, never was offered a loan mediation or remediation of the loan. I have not been able to afford a lawyer, but I just started Social Security and now can afford a lawyer. If there's anything worth fighting, any help is appreciated, and that is Brent. And so Brent, you're in a foreclosure. It looks like you're now in the position where the property is being sold. Mm-hmm. And so, James, we're not at the very, very end of the rope, but we're real close to the end of the rope here. What information can you offer Brent?
One of the interesting things, even this far down the line, Larry, is that I like to tell people that most of the time, the banks just want their money. They don't want the property. They want the revenue coming in. And again, I go back to what the geography is, or where the geographical location of the property is. It changes where you live, quite candidly. So if you live on the coast or on the water, the bank may be more aggressive in getting their foreclosure. However, for this particular case, as we mentioned earlier, it looks like there may possibly have been a foreclosure sale date already set. So going back to what I said earlier about the ultimate right of redemption, this gentleman may be able to either work out a deal or work out something before the sale date with the bank, or not to be trite, but he could win the lottery as long as that house isn't sold and he can redeem the back debt. He can save his property. Getting there is something entirely different, because now, as you mentioned, he's way down the line. So time is of the essence, because that sale date is the end game. That once that happens, all bets are off. So if he could work something out with the bank, and even though there's a judgment in place, the bank can still set aside the judgment and can do what's called a modification. I suspect the mediation comment there was probably meant to be a modification or something of that sort. And then a bill for failure to appear, I'm not sure what that may or may not have been, but I will say this, that the homeowner has to have notice. So if indeed that this particular individual was not noticed and this process went this far, my suggestion would be get a lawyer, have somebody look at it, look at the process, look at what I call the posture of the case, and let them make some moves to try and save that property.
So, Bill, Brent, you're not at the very, very end, but your time clock apparently is clicking. Yeah. Because if the sale takes place, you got a whole different ball game on your right of redemption. So you need to seek a lawyer immediately. Do that first thing tomorrow morning.